The Invasion of Java. Chapter 1. The Island Gamble. In 1293, Kublai Khan's armada sailed south into tropical seas, determined to bring Java under the Yuan banner. What began as a display of imperial might ended in betrayal, ambush, and a retreat that revealed the limits of Mongol power. This was the gamble that cost the Khan dearly and gave birth to one of Southeast Asia's greatest kingdoms. Chapter 2. The Envoy and the Insult. The Spice Islands and trade hubs of Southeast Asia glittered with promise. At the height of Kublai Khan's power, he dispatched envoys to the various kingdoms demanding their submission. When his messengers arrived at the court of King Kertanegara of Singhasari on Java, they were met not with tribute but with humiliation. According to some accounts, Kertanegara had the envoy's face branded and sent him back to the Mongol court. This audacious act of defiance enraged Kublai Khan. To teach the Javanese a lesson they would never forget, Kublai ordered a large fleet and army to be assembled for an invasion of Java. Chapter 2. Landing and Shifting Sands. In 1293, the Mongol armada arrived off the coast of Java. However, the political landscape had shifted dramatically. King Kertanegara had recently been overthrown and assassinated by Jayakatwang, a rebel from a neighboring territory. Exiled after the coup, Raden Wijaya, Kertanegara's son-in-law, initially presented himself to the arriving Mongol forces as a loyalist seeking revenge against the usurper. He struck an uneasy pact with the Yuan commanders, help him topple Jayakatwang, and Java would submit as a tributary state. The Mongol commanders, eager to secure a foothold, agreed to an alliance with Raden Wijaya, providing him with troops to attack Jayakatwang. Together, they besieged and defeated Jayakatwang, bringing an end to his brief reign. Chapter 3. The Taste of Betrayal. With Jayakatwang defeated, Raden Wijaya's true intentions became clear. Instead of submitting to Mongol rule, he turned on his former allies. Utilizing the knowledge of the local terrain, and with a force that had been secretly growing, Raden Wijaya's forces launched a surprise attack on the unsuspecting Mongol encampment. Caught off guard and facing a hostile environment, the Mongol army suffered significant losses. Their supply lines were stretched thin, and they were unfamiliar with the local fighting styles of the dense jungles and tropical climate. Disease, exhaustion, and hit-and-run attacks sapped their strength. What began as a victory collapsed into chaos. Realizing their precarious position, the Yuan commanders ordered a retreat to their ships. Wijaya's forces pursued them relentlessly, and by the time the fleet staggered back to the open sea, more than 3,000 Mongol soldiers were dead. The Mongols fled, abandoning their plans to subjugate Java. Chapter 4. The Empire's Limits. The Mongol expedition to Java was a resounding failure. It marked the final major military undertaking of Kublai Khan's reign, and served as another significant setback to his expansionist ambitions in Southeast Asia. The Mongols were unable to establish any lasting presence on the island. Raden Wijaya went on to found the powerful Majapahit Empire, which would become one of the most significant empires in the history of the Indonesian archipelago. The Javanese victory not only preserved their independence, but also contributed to the growing recognition of the limits of Mongol power across the region. Kublai Khan, already aging and facing challenges within his own empire, would never again launch such a large-scale overseas invasion. However, there are still other gambles we haven't talked about, and they are coming in the next episodes. If you're enjoying the ride through Kublai Khan's dreams of expansion, hit like, comment, subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter in the rise and fall of history's greatest conquerors. Or don't. Thanks for watching.